There's growing international attention on the problem of global warming, much of the focus now turning to Asia. But with economic development clearly a priority in many nations, environmental initiatives are often put on the back burner. Alan Oxley, the chairman of World Growth, joins us now to discuss climate change. Mr. Oxley, in your opinion, what's the best strategy to tackle climate change here in Asia?
Well, I think it's time to get past the rhetoric and the drama and to start to come up with practical strategies. The reality is that we won't get any world approaches to solving global warming unless we take account of the fact that countries must continue to grow, and in particular in Asia.
What are some of those practical solutions?
Well, the Asia-Pacific Partnership has been formed between the United States, China, India, Japan, Korea and Australia, and its strategy is to look at technologies which can reduce emissions rather than to tax electricity and increase costs. For example, in China, if it was able to adopt current modern technologies for burning coal for power, you'd be able to find that they'd reduce today's emissions by about half.
How do you make countries that clearly have economic development as a priority change the environment and make the environment a priority?
Well, you've got to have strategies that don't threaten growth. One of the reasons why the Kyoto Protocol was set out to be a global solution but is not, because there's not global support, is that developing countries, particularly in Asia, didn't like the fact that it would require them to constrain growth. So the answer is to show that you can get growth and protect the environment. The environment costs money. Unless you've got wealth, you can't protect it.
Is it a problem that could be dealt with all of the Asian nations working together, or do you think individual countries have to tackle?
It's a global problem. You have to have a global solution. I mean, if you don't have a group of countries in a region, they can't stop global warming globally. I mean, we're talking about change to the climate, so you do need all countries collaborating. The Asian countries, though, are very important because they've got the highest growth, and in the future they're going to be the biggest generators of emissions of carbon dioxide.
Who do you find is worse off here in Asia in terms of the climate? Which countries?
Well, it's a factor which affects everybody. I think the bigger problem is who's going to be affected worst by the wrong solution. That'll be China, that'll be India, the countries who've still got large numbers of people in poverty. We must have solutions that enable them to get people out of poverty as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Alan Oxley, the chairman of World Growth.